we are here a week later after using the OPI Repair Mode. And thank you everyone who voted for this manicure, because I wanted to see if you guys are interested in seeing how this product works. So this client had quite a lot of peeling. So we did a manicure last week. We have applied this, but obviously just one application is not going to make a big difference. So she actually bought the product and used it twice a day for a week, just so you guys can see what the nails are looking like a week later. I think it helps. It definitely helps, but it's not a miracle, right? Because, so this product promises that it repairs 99% of keratin bonds. So what it really means, in the way I understand it, is that it will probably, it's up to 99%. So it will help the bonds to form, but if there are layers missing, it's not going to obviously rebuild the nail. So there's only so much the product can do, but I think it can support a new growth. So I definitely would keep using it. The nails do look a little bit more shiny. They really do. Like a little bit less porous, maybe that's the word. And a client was mentioning here that when she used the product, the nail absorbed the product right away, which that's how it works. Okay, so what we're going to do is just do another application under the manicure. And in this case, the client was asking if we could do like the Dazzle Dry manicure or something. I wouldn't recommend it, because these products work best, any products really, any nail polish, they work best on healthy nails. When the nails are damaged like that, the product is just going to peel off. And then you're going like 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. You're not really making any progress, and you will keep having damaged ends for a long period of time. So what I do recommend is doing these treatments, waiting until the damage grows out, and then doing the manicure using Dazzle Dry, for example. Not wear it for longer than 5-6 days, take it off and do another treatment and do a warm oil soak, because otherwise we're not moving forward with this. We're just kind of going back and forth, and this will never get better, and the polish will always chip. So because polish is going to cause some surface damage, it really does, and but with proper care we can mitigate some of that damage. Okay, so let's do the manicure and see how. Actually, I'm going to wipe them with acetone. This is just to show you how the nails really look, because it takes off all the oils. It dehydrates the nail temporarily. It doesn't dehydrate actually the whole nail. It just dehydrates the top layer very temporarily, because if you just touch the nail with water, it's just going to rehydrate right away. And actually it's going to even rehydrate because it's humid in the room. People are often afraid of acetone, but you don't have to be afraid of acetone. You know, I'm actually seeing that the nail is not bad. It looks bonded better together. I can't explain it. But what I would do, I would probably do another week of this and then see and just waiting for the damage to grow out. So I'm going to do another application. I actually do that pretty much for all the clients now. So you want to keep it off the skin. You don't want to be touching the skin with it. Actually, at the end of the video, I'm going to explain how to incorporate this product with weekly manicures. Once your nails are better, how to incorporate this, because a lot of viewers are a little bit confused, and this is actually quite easy. I'm going to make like a very easy routine for you guys. This product has to stay on the nails without wiping, without washing your hands, for about 10 minutes. So in that time, I'm not just going to sit and look at, the nails. I'm going to do, actually, let's just time it. I'm going to do the manicure. So I'm going to shorten the nails. And another very important thing is to keep the nails as short as possible, because then you have less bend and less chances for the nails to break, like really high. So when there is a bend on the nail bends in this area, and if that area is damaged and it's not resilient to that type of pressure, it's just going to crack. And that can cause a lot of pain. So it's best to keep the nails as short as possible until the damage grows out, until the nails are more resilient, because then they will be able to bend without breaking once they're in a better condition. So I know that many times people are trying to grow their nails, but you know, again, you're kind of going 2 steps forward and 2 steps back when you're leaving them longer. So this client actually has, her nails are hard. So I would definitely recommend the weekly oil soaks, but obviously, you know, it's not something that is going to transform the nails in 1 week, but it's definitely going to plasticize the nails, so they won't split as much and they won't break as much. And sometimes you just have to try what works. Okay, let's compare them. Yeah, this one had the most damage, so it just needs another probably 2 weeks to grow out and be better. So I'm just going to take a buffer block. By the way, these are the blocks. I actually cut them into 4. So this is the 240 grit. It's really nice and soft. So now I just smooth the free edge. It really makes a big difference when the edge is beveled, because even if you're using the right grit file, the edge is just sometimes a little bit rough, so this helps. All right, so now onto the cuticle removal. So if you are doing this yourself and you're not polishing your nails, you can just nudge back the skin fold, and this is not a cuticle, it's a skin fold. The cuticle is somewhere here. You can just do that and you're done, because the cuticle removal is not really necessary unless you are polishing your nails. But of course, I'm going to do it for the client because why not? But don't feel like you have to do it. This nail is always problematic. So it's a little stuck, but I'm not going to push it. I'm going to go back to it later on. And I like doing this dry because then I can feel the difference between the skin and the cuticle. So now I'm just nudging back the skin. The cuticle is here. See the white thing? This is cuticle. I'm going to remove the cuticle with e-file. You can do it with cuticle remover, but you know, nothing is perfect. Electric file can damage nails if you don't have a very light hand, very good glasses. If you don't have a lot of experience, you can really overfile the nails. So I don't recommend using electric files if you're not specifically trained with them. Of course, the companies are going to sell it to you and tell you it's like one of the best things, you know, since the sliced bread, but I've seen way too much damage for me to ever recommend electric files, you know, if you don't have a specific training. So electric file can definitely cause damage, but believe it or not, cuticle removers also can cause damage. So if you don't have to remove the cuticle, don't worry about it. And using the like exfoliating cream, for example, there are many on the market, I do recommend using the Carousel, or if you are watching from Poland, they have an identical pretty much product called Haserol. And just looking at the RPM, it's about 10,000. So putting a small amount of Haserol that has 10% urea and 5% salicylic acid, it helps to lift these little cells. And then when you're even brushing your nails like this, or you are rubbing them with a towel like this, the cuticle is going to come off. And I actually find that when people wear product, I kind of wanted to do a video about, but I don't know how to go about it. So when you have a product on top of the nail, of course it's not as thick. Normally the cuticle gets exfoliated, so I'm talking not the skin, the cuticle, by like just using your hands. But when you have a product on top of the nail, like nothing gets into that groove and the cuticle stays. So I noticed that after when people wear gel polish or even nail polish, there's more cuticle. So it's not that they're making more cuticle, it's not that their body is making more cuticle, it's just that cuticle does not come off with like a daily hand washing and stuff. So that's just interesting. So yes, you can help to exfoliate that cuticle or to remove that cuticle from the skin by using proper creams or ointments that have, even lactic acid really helps. And I always recommend doing that on a regular basis, using the creams, you know, after each hand wash pretty much. And you can just use tiny amount, and then use like a ointment, the Carousel at night, because that one is a little bit more sticky, heavier. and use just small amount. Larger amount doesn't mean that it's more effective. I had someone who mentioned that they use like a thick layer of something at night. Thick layer is as effective as a thin layer, believe it or not. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. You know, eventually that skin, when it's nudged back on a regular basis, when it's cared for, it regains elasticity. Of course, that's not going to happen in 1 week. It just takes a little bit longer sometimes, and it can look absolutely normal and beautiful without cutting or anything. So this is now 12 minutes, so the product had a chance to penetrate and do what it's supposed to do. Yeah, so the cuticle removers, how can they damage the skin or the nail? Well, in order for them to be effective at breaking down the cuticle, which is skin, they have to, well, usually they're very alkaline, so that breaks down the skin. But if you overdo it, or if your nail is weak, then, and if you leave it on for too long, it can break down the nail a little bit too. So just be careful. I'm not saying that they're bad. I absolutely recommend using them, but you just have to have respect for these products because they can also damage the nail. Anything that's effective can, you know, have side effects. I guess other than oil. I don't see how that can, well, I guess you can slip and slide. But other than that, I don't think you can overdo the oil. So guys, let me know in the comment section if you would like to see this client a week from now and see how the nails were doing and how long it took for her nails to really improve. I'll be more than happy to do the manicure. So please, comment section, that would be great. Someone at the door. I kind of lost my what was I doing? But here I was doing this. So why is this skin so problematic? Sometimes, for some reason, even sometimes on some nails, the skin sticks to the nail. And as the nail is growing, it's pulling the skin with it, especially when that skin doesn't have proper elasticity and it's dry, it can crack and it doesn't sit nicely around the nail. So two things are important in this case. Using the proper skincare so the skin can regain elasticity and it's not dry anymore. And then just nudging that skin back. But sometimes when it's really bad, I don't even start with the nudging. Just start using the creams so the skin regains some elasticity, and then you can start nudging. And I'm not going to do any more because this is as far as we can go. And then just keep doing the oil, keep using the creams, and this is going to improve. And I know it's very frustrating for many people because they want the skin to look perfect right away. But in the long run, this method is much more effective because yes, I could really lift this skin, cut this skin, then take a electric file and buff this to high heaven so the skin is like polished, but that's not how you fix the issue. The issue is not going to be fixed. It's just going to, the symptom is going to disappear, but we're not going to have it fixed, and the client is going to suffer with possibly, you know, peeling skin around the nails. So I think this is much safer and much more effective. I'm going to use oil, and as always, you don't have to use this much oil after each hand wash. You need to use 1 drop. But after a manicure, I like to give the nails a little bit more oil because we just used acetone, and why not? This is going to mix with the cream very nicely too. And really, when it comes to the oil, people are often asking what kind of oil I use. This one is Orally. I like the smell of it, but you don't have to use anything fancy. You can mix your own oil, and I actually add the oil to my body creams. So you can actually use jojoba, it's my favorite oil, and you can mix it with avocado in the winter if your skin is very dry, various oils. And they actually have a lot of antioxidants. So the benefit is not only hydrating. People think it's just for hydration, but no. There are other benefits of oils as well. So this is all you need. Just 1 drop. I always show that to clients because people forget and they think that they have to use so much oil and then their hands are greasy and they just don't want to do it. So this doesn't have to be the way I do it here. I'm just going to wipe the excess off. And we're done.